first of all, let's talk to this week's guest on our Meet the Team section. Aine O'Rourke, you're very welcome.
Thanks, Jude, and thanks for having me. Happy to talk about Cork, as you say, anytime, but just let's not mention how COVID has affected the sports in Cork at the moment. Happy to talk about anything else.
I knew it had come up somewhere, Aine. I didn't even have to ask a question and it came up. Very good. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Aine, a little bit about maybe your background or life before NCBI.
Sure, no problem. Prior to working with NCBI, I've worked in a few different organisations. I started my career in the HSE, or the Southern Health Board as it was known back then, in the Department of Nursing at CUH. So this was back when the nursing was carried out on site in the hospitals before it moved to the current syllabus in the university campus. So I was there for a few years, and then I moved to the orthodontic unit. So part of my role in the nursing department was to help set up a new system. So again, that was happening in the orthodontic unit. So I naturally slotted into a role there, and I worked on SAME for a few years. I fancied a change then, and I saw a role advertised in the Bon Secours Hospital working with the occupational health team. So I actually moved out of the health board and moved into the private health industry working in the Bon Secours. I love this role. In the occupational health team, part of the process that we completed was the pre-employment occupational health medical check. So it meant that we were part of induction and pre-employment health assessment for everybody. So anybody joining the hospital, we got to meet them first. And in fact, it's where I met my now husband, Kevin. He started as a chef in the Bonds. I met him on his very first day, and the rest, as they say, is history. Kevin and I then actually, after it was about a year, he was in on a maternity leave cover contract, which was coming to an end, and we got the travel bug. We decided to take some time out, leave jobs. Our parents were like, oh, private pensionable jobs, but it was back in the Celtic Tiger days, just before the recession hit, so we did it. And looking back, I'm glad we did, because I don't think the opportunity would have arisen again, to be honest.
You got to see the world a bit, did you?
Yeah, I never saw it coming, but look, we took the opportunity. We went traveling. We just did a mini little trip around the world. We absolutely loved it. When I came back from traveling, I started work in Pepsi then. I was PA to the general manager, which was, again, a very interesting role. It was complete change because it wasn't healthcare, but I learned so much of the business side of things working with the executive team. I really, really loved that. And I loved the bridge I had to like countries all over the world. I started to learn Spanish at the time to converse with colleagues we had in Latin America. And I had the basics down to a T, but it's something that I've just let go, and I'm always intending on refreshing it, and it's always top of the New Year's intentions. So hopefully I might do it now this year. We could have our next interview then, Jude, in Espanol.
That's it, yeah. Well, I'll go
through
to
the Navilens team, maybe, that you had on there a few weeks ago.
That's it.
Look, I love my time at Pepsi, but after it was about 6 years, I was looking for a change, and voluntary redundancies were on offer. I availed the same. After that, I worked with Bord Gáis, again with the executive team in GasLink. It was very interesting, but it was a fixed term role because GasLink was coming to an end. So it was really, really interesting to learn that kind of side of things and how they were closing a business. It was when Bord Gáis separated between Bord Gáis Energy and what is now Gas Networks Ireland. So it was very much part of that transition, that period. So I learned an awful lot there. It was a fixed purpose, and it actually worked out great for me because I was going on maternity leave when it was coming to an end. So it just timed perfectly. I was on maternity leave then with my first little boy, and after that I joined NCBI. So I've pretty much been with the NCBI ever since.
Oh, very good. So roughly when was that? How long have you been with NCBI? And I think I know the answer to this bit, but where roughly are you based as well?
You'll never guess where I'm based. No, I'm obviously based down here in Cork. I joined NCBI back in March. in 2015. So it was just after Paddy's Day. I originally joined on a part-time basis covering the reception in the Southern Regional Office in Cork. So I'm based in Ballincollig, and the office at the time was too. So I was looking for something part-time. Prior to that, I'd always worked full-time, but after having my little boy, I just wanted something part-time and something local just to improve work-life balance, and it just slotted perfectly. I was so delighted when I saw the job advertisement that I got it. I was so happy. It was a great team to join. I loved meeting new people. You met new people daily, people coming into the office and learning about all the different opportunities provided by NCBI. I just really enjoyed it. So I was in that role for, it was just over a year, and NCBI then, they were introducing a new customer relationship management, a CRM tool. So basically it's the database where we record all our information. Now, as I mentioned previously, in the nursing department and the orthodontic unit, I had been involved in setting up new systems. So, and my education background involves completing courses in IT, network systems, and I did a HDIP in learning and development and work-based training as well. So with that experience, I moved into a role with NCBI supporting the rollout of this new CRM system. It's a Salesforce system, and I've been in that role ever since. Yeah, I was like, that's about 5 years now. I joined the labs team. That's why I'm talking to you here today, one of the labs team. I joined the labs team only May of this year on return from my second maternity leave. 2 maternity leaves, 1 boy, 1 girl. I'm done now. No more maternity leaves for me.
No more big changes.
They always say never, but yeah, in my 40s now, I'm done with maternity leaves. So since joining the labs team, my role has taken a wider focus, really. I was very much focused on the regional services side of the CRM and Salesforce, but now since joining the labs team, it's a wider focus, and I'm engaging with staff and colleagues from most departments within the NCBI, which I really find interesting, and I love having the opportunity to meet new people that I wouldn't have met before in my previous role.
Very good. It's actually really interesting just hearing about some of that sort of work that's going on, because previously we've talked to members of the team about maybe initiatives that might be quite visible to the public, but there's clearly a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes in NCBI when it comes to technology as well. And you're obviously involved in quite a lot of that by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I mean, my role would involve supporting the NCBI staff with any of their CRM queries or training requests, but also the CRM is where we generate our reports and our statistics, and I'm very much working on that at the moment, and working on how we can develop the system to further meet the needs and requirements of all our departments, so that we're all working off the same system. So our CRM, our customer relationship management system, it's where we capture all our data, and it's really the tool that allows staff record all their activity, which allows us to then monitor delivery of service provision, and it kind of helps us to monitor and maintain that across all of NCBI, really.
So it's a huge part of improving the service then. So that's really interesting. That's what you've got your teeth into at the moment. Anything else particular that you're working on?
Well, there is a change to the current edition of the Salesforce CRM that we are using at the moment. So it's due for rollout early next year to all members of staff. So this is one of the key focuses that I'm working on at the moment. I need to test the functionality to ensure that it captures all the current data processes that we use. I'm also working on updating some support and navigation guides for staff so that they're familiar with the new system. It's basically the same functionality and system. It's just an upgrade to the current tool. So I'm working with a focus group of representatives from all different teams within the NCBI on SAME. So it's all kind of hands on deck, really, to make sure that it's a smooth transition to the new update. So the update is called Lightning Edition. We're currently in the classic version. So with it being called Lightning, let's just hope it doesn't mean there's a storm brewing, Jude. I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it'll all be smooth, and we'll be well prepared. So that's one of the key things that I'm working on at the moment. And as I mentioned before, it's kind of given me the opportunity to work with representatives from all departments within NCBI, which is good, really. Supporting the people that support our service users, really, is kind of my key role in the background.
Well, that's brilliant, Anya. And there's clearly an awful lot that's going on behind the scenes in technology in NCBI, and it's good to know that that kind of infrastructure is always being developed and improved as well, so that the service can continue to improve as well. So thanks very much for joining us, Anya. All the best with the rollout of Lightning next year as well.
Thanks, Jude, and well done on all the live events to date. I look forward to the big one now on the 15th. Let's hope there's a few bloopers or something for the full year.
The bloopers reel, we run that live every week at 2:30. This is the bloopers reel, Anya. I should have told you that before.
Thanks, Jude. Thanks, everybody, and well done to all the team working on the live events.